plan if you cannot run? What plans are you making for the new year? Why are you running? Why are you running? Do your plans include running toward your dreams or far from a path that does not serve you well? Years ago, there was an American cultural anthropologist. Just for your information, anthropologists study cultures and how and where people live. Her name was Margaret Mead. She was a pioneer in her field, whose work transformed how the general public understood gender, sexuality, and child rearing. She became one of the most recognized and famous social scientists of her time. Her influence was recognized when in mass media and when her ability to apply anthropological insights to the modern Western civilization became legendary. So why make plans if you cannot run? Welcome to Dream Builders Diaries, building dreams one story at a time. Here at Dream Builders Diaries, we dive deep into the personal stories of entrepreneurs and artists and innovators and everyday visionaries just like you. We believe that every dream starts with a story worth telling. By sharing these stories, we aim to empower you to create your own dream and the story behind it. Before we get started, though, grab a paper and a pencil if you don't already have one. You see, inspiration, ideas, dreams, they come and go very quickly. Don't let yours get away. So, what if you learned you can no longer run? Margaret Mead was asked by a student what she considered to be the very first sign of a civilization or a culture. The student and the rest of the class expected Ms. Mead to talk about fish hooks, or how clay pots were originally fired to preserve the fragile clay, or why even grinding stones, which are now archaeological artifacts, were honed into the weapons of survival or war. But no, Ms. Mead said that the very first sign of civilization in an ancient culture was a femur, which is your thigh bone that had been broken and then had healed. And just like that, we threw in a little bit of biology too. Miss Mead explained that in the animal kingdom, if you break your leg, you simply die. But why? The femur is one of the strongest bones in the body, and it's because it must bear the weight of the whole entire body. When in motion with weight shifting from one leg to the other, for a split second, the full weight is left to one femur or the other. This makes a broken femur one of the most painful injuries that a human or an animal can sustain. When this type of break is due to severe trauma, like a motorized vehicle accident, it tends to be even a more debilitating injury. There's a better chance of ligament and, most importantly, cardiovascular damage. Without blood flow, the limb has little chance to heal. So what does that mean? In humans, when someone has experienced a femoral break and it has healed, it is evidence that the injured person has been carried or ensured that the person was returned to some semblance of safety. This is also evidence that the person or people who cared enough to set the broken leg has tended to the person through recovery, strengthening, and maybe even learning to walk again. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts. Ms. Mead explained that the care necessary for someone to survive the breakage of one of the strongest bones in the body is both emotional and physical. The caregiver is responsible for the finding, preparation, and feeding of the injured. The level of commitment is considerable and should be never taken for granted. Caring for the sick and injured has allowed all civilizations to recover and thrive throughout history. The animal kingdom is not much different from the human kingdom. However, when an animal cannot run, it most likely cannot get to the river for a drink and certainly not hunt for its own food. The animal also can no longer escape from danger. That animal becomes meat for prowling beasts. Miss Mead shared that no animal survives a broken leg long enough for the bones to heal, at least not out in the wild. Knowing this information draws our attention to how we currently live within the human cosmos, our civilization. None of us likes to see a natural disaster or violence disable a life, much less take one. But yet our society has found ways to ensure that if an accident does happen, there are first responders, emergency personnel, hospital staff, caregivers, therapists, families, and so many more who devote their lives to our wounded or injured fellow humans who are cared for. Thankfully, we do the same for our pets and the animal kingdom. And I would like to offer a personal thank you to all of our first responders and all of our emergency staff, because without them, some of the people we love the most would not be with us. What do your plans look like for this new year? Do your plans relate to all of the dreams of your youth? A brand new year creates an opportunity for all of us to dream again, to plan again. If we're planning on purpose, those plans will help us to realize our dreams within the next 90 days, if we want them to. Obviously, we all need to be assured that if one of us sustains a severe injury and, or when you cannot run, there will be someone there to help us first of all to get to safety, then assures us that we will be cared for during that long recovery period. Sometimes this could be a doctor in the beginning of the recovery period, but most likely a nurse, a caring family member, and a civilized community. Without this caring, hopes and predictions could be erased. Why this diary? Because this diary demonstrates the magic about how civilizations begin and that knowledge it continues to survive. Without a caring civilization, you may not be able to fulfill your dream or create your greatness. The world would not be the same without your resolutions, your dreams, and the dreams of others. I also share this diary because this powerful diary celebrates the virtues of pride and patience and determined resoluteness. I shared this story because this past year would have been my grandmother's 123rd birthday. She dreamed of being a private duty nurse and proudly became one. She was a gem and always had nothing but sweetness to say. I shared this story because we are at our best when we serve others. Be civilized. Know that knowing that will allow you to see your plans and your dreams fulfilled. Only you can fulfill the dreams that you create. So when we know the why of how things work in this world, we are better able to understand the planning and preparation to ensure your safety and the safety of others. Know why you do anything. Run to your dream or run from the path that is not serving your dreams well. So, what is your biggest takeaway from the story today? How does this story relate to your plans for the new year or your plans for your dream? Dreamers, believe in yourself. Be passionate, work smart, know your why, and apply what you learn each day. And as you ponder the source of your dream in this diary, I wish you well. I wish you an abundance of resources and knowledge and wisdom with your time and your future success with your dream. Enjoy life and always, always be kind. I want to leave you with this quotation. It is never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot. Yeah, it's never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot. Special thanks to A and B for sharing your story. We love you. Special thanks to all of those who listen to Dream Builders regularly. I am grateful to you. The honor to spend time with you is all mine. So if you don't have it yet, get your 90-day Dream Builders Diary by Jeannie Craft on Amazon very soon. Like and share this diary. Subscribe. Contact us to share your stories too. Thank you. Until next time, building dreams, one story at a time. Thank you.